Hi guys, just a bit of channel waffling while I'm driving, so I'm not going to be looking at the camera as such, just a bit of chat really. So yeah, just sort of picking up on yesterday, a nice little bit of profit on the horses. Again, I know we've said it before, but if you're placing these on the exchange, you're what I've found is putting them up on the channel on a break-even day for the channel on the horses, you're still making profit on the exchange. So it's definitely something to consider. Looking at the exchange, the closest to the race going off as well, because the unfancied ones drift so far out, the place terms for third and fourth places is unbelievable. So much better than going each way. So I would advise people to take a look at that. I know GG's has put a couple of outsider-ish ones up today, so I'll definitely be looking at them, because, well, one of them was on the radar, and I think Steve's had the same one, which is the Swiss Ace. I'd love that to drift right out, if I'm honest. Get a nice good place on the exchange price. So I'll see how that one goes on a personal side. As it is at the minute, I wouldn't be placing it on, doing it as a place. I'd probably follow in GG's and just go for a straight pound win on that, as a stake. So yeah, quite interesting. The second one that GG's put up at a big price. Definitely be looking at some place terms, even as it stands now, because it's on the drift anyway. The place value is always where you're going to find the value. I do a lot of this with Steve's selections. I know that he's not putting them out as tips, but his selections, you get some really good price places on the exchange, especially on the drift. So again, just maybe bear this in mind. Get yourself a staking plan is the biggest thing that I'd say. So set out how much you can afford to play on a day, and then try and break it up into parts where you can try and secure at least half of your money back if you're going a bit riskier. But I tend to try and, if I break even, I think that's brilliant if I've placed 50 bets, because obviously the more bets you place, the more riskier it's going to be. So yeah, that's on the horse front. My selections for the horses today are in the post for anyone that wants to see them. It's not as busy as yesterday, but there's still quite a lot to look at. So that's on there. The feature video today is the darts. Gutted to have not put the bet up yesterday. Apologies for that. That's my bad, that is, because obviously the bets were already up there. I just had that many things rolling around with horses, the exchange, doing the video for the football. It just got overlooked, and it's even more annoying when you get one come in after having a couple of negative days on the darts. I'm going to try and put a darts one up every day while it's the PDC. So yeah, that was that. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was last night's football, because I hadn't seen a game of football for a long time. I thought, I mean, I enjoyed Forest and Tottenham at the weekend. That's because I'm a Forest fan. I just thought that game last night was like rolling back the years at Man U. The amount of shots, how they haven't put them to bed in the first half, I don't know, but fair play to Bournemouth. A few people had written them off, but when you see a performance like that, my God, to come back and then to get themselves in front, and then to go back behind without losing your without losing the desire and the willing to win. I mean, 4-4 I think was not a scoreline I'd expected. I do like a Desmond in these sort of things normally, but yeah, what a game. And it's just nice when obviously the football bets, yes, we got a nice little bit of profit yesterday, but so close to some of the bigger ones. It really was. So very close on the bet builders. Could have been a really nice day. So we'll get one. We'll get one of them days. It's but the most important thing is that we've returned some money back, put a bit back from what we lost on Sunday on the bet builders, which again was, in my opinion, very unlucky on Sunday. Like I say, I know I mentioned it, but Bukayo Saka was Sunday's punt. If he'd have got an assist, a goal or an assist, it would have been a profitable Sunday as well. But unfortunately, both his crosses that generated the 2 own goals that Arsenal actually got us their 2 goals for the game. Although they both come from Bukayo Saka, there was both classed as own goals. Both don't count as an assist because it's an own goal. So that's how close we've been on margins. But yeah, like I say, just really get involved in looking at your staking. I mentioned with Steve that I think if we can get his stakes right, I think I do it a lot with Steve's. How I stake out his horses. I think if he can do that, I think he's going to find it so much more profitable. I really do. I mean, sometimes it's simpler just to put level stakes on everything. I don't particularly think that's what you should be doing, but that's my personal opinion. So yeah, just bear it in mind, folks. I just think if you're doing level stakes, if something's a 2-to-1 favourite, and then you've got something that's out at 16s, then realistically you've got to be looking at, say, 1 point stake on the favourite, and something as big as 16s. I think you've got to be looking at 0.25 each way stakes. That's how I roll anyway. I'm not saying I'm right, not saying I'm wrong, but definitely something to consider. So yeah, just a bit of channel waffle. Please let me know in the videos and stuff if you think they're worthwhile doing, if you don't like them, if you like them. If you've got any suggestions, by all means, always welcome to put them in the comments. Any of the silly comments that we get nowadays will just get removed. Won't be having people slagged off and all the rest of the jive, so we're not going to dwell too much on that, because I think most of it is positive. It's just a bit disappointing when you've got, I mean, I've only got 90 odd subscribers. Might make 100 by Christmas with a bit of luck. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But when only 10 people have viewed the video, you think that's only 10% of the people that have seen it and have possibly made any money on it. So a bit disappointed when it's taking you an hour or so to get them uploaded, and probably more than that on the way I work out my staking plans. I spend as much time picking my selections, whether it be horse racing, football, darts, that I probably spend as much time doing the staking as I do the actual picking them, and then it probably takes me as much time again to upload them. And sometimes, especially being back at work now on shifts, time can be really difficult. So sorry, I'm just watching, there's a bloke at the side of me trying to do a reverse park, and then there's 2 learners that have just pulled up also doing some random maneuvers. So yeah, just making sure they don't crash into me while I'm parked up. Anyway, I've got to drop my Christmas cards off. Enough waffle, but I hope some of you liked a bit of waffle. Not everyone's keen, I know, but there we go. That's it from today. I'm wishing everyone. I've looked at everybody's everyone's selections today. I've gone through Gigi's, as I mentioned, Steve's selections at the Horse Racing Enthusiast. DG's got some interesting ones. I've also looked myself at SD's dailies. I think there's a couple there of interest, especially because I'm not doing particularly great myself on the jumps, but he's done well. The only person I haven't checked yet is Mickey D's, but he'll probably go out and do well. I'm a bit on the fence with Andy's tips, to be honest, only because I keep seeing them going up the night before early as members only, and I'm a bit anti that, because that means obviously people are paying for them tips and we're not getting them sometimes until the price is gone. So he's putting them out when the price is gone, and also sometimes, which I think is a bit naughty, he's putting them out after the event, which again to me is a big no-no. But whether it's just been because I do hear him sometimes there is a delay in the upload, so whether that happens, I don't know. I'm not saying that he's not putting some good horses, because I do always look at them daily, like I do Steve Harris, that's putting up some really good selections on a regular basis too. So I've not caught up with Vale. I know he's been busy, but again, bear the Vale bookie in mind. When you see him pop up, it's always worth a look. So like I say, wishing everybody well in the selections on the run up to Christmas. It all gets a bit busy and hard, doesn't it? So again, want to mention is Connor 500. I'm not sure, I've not seen anything from him today, so but all these people are putting them out for free. Nobody is charging, so I think if you people are putting the time in and the effort, have a look on them, give them a like, a subscribe if it's something you're into. And nobody's asking you to back these selections, we're just saying have a look at them. There might be something there for you, and what you choose to do with any of the free tips is down to you. I know Grumps is looking at starting doing one on a Saturday for picking pretty much a favourite and then one outsider. I quite like the idea of that. I'm well interested in getting involved. I think that the more of us that are regularly looking and follow horses, track them, watch a lot of racing, I think if you can get them people all in one pool, and then there might be that chance of putting some good selections together. The only thing for me, I think that would be the negative is for how long it takes sometimes to get your own stuff sorted. I mean, this is just channel, not just the channel stuff, but you know, if I'm putting them up on the channel, I'm doing other things myself on a personal level, so it can be quite a hectic day, and sometimes to get your own video out is a challenge, and even get the selections out. The only downfall I can see with what Grumps is trying to do is sometimes people being a lack of time, but I think it's definitely worth, if people get involved, I'd like to see what the outcome of it is, to be honest. So yeah, anyway, that's another 5 minutes waffle on top of that. So if you don't make it to the end, no problem. But if you do, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It all helps the algorithms at the end of the day, and if we can get some money in the pot ready for Christmas, that'd be a nice bonus, won't it? So enjoy your days, folks, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye for now.